Hi, everybody, and welcome to OLMA High School Basketball here on BFA Sports. This is game number 3 of the OLMA basketball season, and we're proud to bring it to you here on BFA. I'm Chris Losey, along with Steve Westcott, as usual. OLMA coming in at 1-1. They're taking on Bridgeton tonight. They're also at 1-1. Let's reverse now to game number 2, where we had against Vineland. With new strategies comes new challenges. And in this case, it really hurt Tom McNelia last week.
Well, it did hurt him on Saturday. However, Friday night he got the result I think he was looking for and wants. But on Saturday, yeah, they struggled to shoot the basketball a little bit. And let's face it, when you're running at that tempo and you're pressing and trapping at that tempo, turning it into transition, little winded, the shooting factor becomes a factor. And I know he says he wants a lot of shots up, most of which are threes. But unfortunately, in the second half against Vineland, there was a lid on a bucket. And they were 0 for 23 in the second half in three-point field goal attempts against Vineland, which just didn't get it done.
And I think that bears repeating, 0 for 23. 4 makes total for the game. But I just saw Coach before, and he said, worst coaching job I ever did, but he's going to learn from it. And I think, and we've been talking about this, you're going to encounter things you've never seen before with the new style. So what's Tom McNelia going to do tonight?
Well, I think he wants to just calm his team down a little bit offensively. When you combine the shooting problems along with the turnover problems, I think they're turning it over a little much. They want to get the turnovers, but they want to just, again, fast, not frantic. Frantic creates their own turnovers, which doesn't allow shot opportunities. I like to think he'd like to calm it down and maybe slow it down at a crucial point of a game. Maybe use another timeout here or there in the middle of runs and stopping runs. But I think they're going to be fine, and I think this, they're going to get more and more acclimated to this style of play, and whether or not it's going to work for them, that remains to be seen, but he certainly thinks it will.
And they're going to go on the road after this as well, so this is their last home game for a while. So this is a big one because Bridgeton has a win, so does OLMA have a win, so it's Bridgeton against OLMA. It's coming up next here on BFA.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Tom Dwyer, CEO of Premier Orthopaedic Associates. As a parent of 2 former high school athletes, I can only imagine how difficult it is for so many of you who are unable to be at the game to watch your child or favorite student athlete compete due to COVID-19 restrictions this season. As such, our team here at Premier Orthopaedic Associates has partnered with our friends at BFA Sports to give you, the fans, a virtual front row seat. And for the student athlete, a new experience, a pretty cool professional broadcast they'll be able to keep forever at no cost for all of you to enjoy. Well, I see it's just about time for tip-off. So from all of us here at Premier Orthopaedic Associates, best of luck this season. Stay safe, be well, and while we hope we don't see any of you anytime soon, we're here for you if you should need us. Enjoy the game.
And welcome to OLMA. Courtside, we're getting ready for tonight's ball game, and you can see that's the Lady Villagers clapping it up as we wait the introduction of the starters. We already heard from the Bridgeton starters, so here they are. It will be Diana McGriff. She wears number 4. She's a sophomore. Clarnaya Acevedo, another sophomore, wears number 23. Number 24 is Renija Sidnor. Number 30 in the backcourt. I knew I'd say that. A guard, Nija Tanksley, and the other guard, number 3, Tatiana Chandler. And here now are the Villagers starters. You know, Steve, it's funny. So when I heard they introduced Diana McGriff and I heard the barking dog, I remember McGriff, the crime dog.
I get it. Fred McGriff.
Yeah, McGriff, the crime dog,
Yeah.
right. But no, it was because they're the bulldogs, because they barked for every starter.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
0 for 1, right? Jaden Harris is introduced. And, you know, you can't really look at Saturday's game and say someone has to step it up. I mean, it was just the ball just didn't go in the basket.
Yeah, there was a lid on it, and they know they're going to shoot the basketball better, but they still want to hit those numbers of 75 shots a game and half of them being threes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the more they get themselves acclimated to this type of offense, the more comfortable they get, the more in rhythm they'll be, and knock down some of those jump shots. One keynote that I've already seen is instead of Angelina Dragone tonight, Our Lady Mercy Academy will be starting Madison Palak.
That's interesting because, you know, again, I mean, everybody gets their playing time anyway, right?
Yep.
So when you talk about, 5 for 5, as you say, moving in and out, and that's the conditioning, and I think that's very, very good. And it looks good to get to the end of the game anyway because they're going to have fresher legs too.
And the second thing it does is it puts a legitimate forward/center on that second line or second team for Our Lady Mercy Academy rather than having Dragone and Jaden Harris both with the first group. And Palak did play well Saturday, so she certainly earned her start here tonight.
Officials are Jim Tumalo and Paul Bopine. And the coin toss, Bridgeton has the first one, and right away we've got a whistle by Jim Tumalo. We're going to reset something. Oh, he didn't blow the whistle yet. Is he going to wait for his whistle?
Yep.
There it is. Okay, here we go. All right, inbound by Tanksley, and we're underway here tonight in Newfield. And immediately there's the pressure from the Villagers and the double team. Chandler, though, comes out of it, lost it. Drew Coyle back, turnover number 1, and the foul immediately by Chandler.
Yeah, Coyle, after the turnover, noticed that she had the path straight to the basket, took advantage of it with the right hand, couldn't finish. She's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
So all of the production wonders that you've come to know and love here with BFA, and we've got cameras behind the backboards and high definition, and of course, anytime you have Charles Hope on a broadcast, and things are good. And on cue.
There it is.
There we go.
And I'll tell you what, we appreciate all the compliments that everybody's been reaching out to us with in regards to our camera setups and things of that nature, graphics, etc.
There was a graphic and there was a steal, and there's Fiocchi on the finish.
Fiocchi.
3-0 early on.
Steal and bucket. Good 2-on-1 right there by Bridgeton. Broke the pressure, immediately attacked the paint. 2-on-1, good dish pass off for the layup.
Sidner gets on the board for the Bulldogs. Sydney Prescott, an air ball, whistle, and it'll stay with OLMA.
Yeah, shot tipped in the middle of the paint. It'll be OLMA possession underneath.
Fiocchi now had it knocked away by Tanksley, but she'll keep possession. First minute going. Go ahead.
It was good to see Liv Fiocchi get a bucket right there. She was one of the players, unfortunately, Saturday. Just couldn't get a shot to go down. Seeing the ball go through may help her with that jump shot now.
Wild shot by Coyle is no good. On the run out ahead, there's Chandler. Pull up and got it.
Pretty nice move. Hesitation step. Right, left, finishing with the bucket.
Coyle with the fake underneath, and that's who you got to get involved there.
Yep, exactly.
Jaden Harris's first 2.
OLMA's going to be looking to get the ball to her early in the offense and let her initiate the offense and have it go through her.
And Tanksley's foul. So we get our first sub of the night for OLMA, and it's Savannah. Oh, no, it's not. It's Sophia Sacco. And also Andrea Dragone comes into the game for Jaden Harris. Minute and a half gone. 4-3, and that pass goes right through the hands of Sidnor and back. And we look at the scoreboard. It's not 71 or 72 to 4. So it's 5-4 early on. OLMA's in front.
Bridgeton with a little full court pressure themselves.
Dragone is free.
It's a really good pass, really good find by Liv Fiocchi. Finds Dragone with position in the paint, catch, and layup for Angelina Dragone.
And a great sign that she's able to get to the basket, because there were some other issues on Saturday about layups when you have those uncontested opportunities. Good to see there.
Really
going
good
back and forth, and Acevedo gets her first 2 of the night.
Really good dribble penetration into the paint, dished Acevedo. She did a nice job finishing.
Dragone is called for a travel. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Patino's ShopRite. 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter early on. There's a double team right near the scorer's table. We would have said near us normally. Chandler out top. Harass gets a nice dish underneath. That shot can't go from Sidnor, but there's Chandler to pull it down. Impressive early on from the guard, Tatiana Chandler.
Yeah, she's off to a good start here.
Good ball handler, too.
Good hands by Palak.
Maybe trying to do a little bit too much with it. There's a wild shot, and it's controlled by Palak, and on the run, here come the Villagers. Liv Fiocchi down the middle of the court, taking on Chandler. Short with that. There's Dragone underneath, and the follow was good.
Dragone going to work. She rewards herself. As a forward/center, when you run the floor, you get rewarded. That's what Dragone did with the offensive rebound and putback.
Down the other end, Acevedo follows. 4 for her, and the lead is down to 1.
And we're back and forth here, partner.
We sure are, and I think that's something that Tom McNeil might want to address. Easy baskets down the other end after a make on your end. And the foul is called on Bridgeton. And that foul is on Chandler. If it is, that's her second. Now they're going to change that foul to Sidnor, and that's her first.
Yes, and once you break pressure, you want to look to attack the rim. Okay, so because everybody's going to, the pressure that they've put on the backcourt is all going to catch up to you if you don't. So you may as well attack the rim because you have numbers at that end once you break it.
Patitucci into the game. There's a 3 from Bernhardt, and she got it.
Madeline Bernhardt knocking down a 3. Another young lady that was kind of upset with herself after Saturday's game, but off to a good start here.
Chandler has to pull up the dribble. That was McGriff in the corner. Tanksley missed that. Good board, though, by Sidnor, but it couldn't go. And the Villagers up by 4, and they have the ball. Patitucci short with that 3. Harris bumps, gets the board, no good. And the rebound to the Bulldogs, and that's Acevedo, and then she is fouled by Madeline Bernhardt.
Yeah, unfortunately, a little too aggressive in the trap. When you have someone trapped, you don't want to bail them out by fouling them. What you want is to continue the trap or keep the trap and let somebody from behind you, your own teammate, anticipate and steal.
Halfway through the first, 12-8, OLMA's in front, and Harris is going to come up with that steal. And then we've got a bad foul in the backcourt by Cornelia Acevedo. 4 points, but now 2 fouls for her. Sydney Prescott now with the ball. Looks like they're slowing down a little bit. What do you think? Their partner is Harris. They'll go to the line.
It's looking a little more like a half-court set, yes, and that's what I talked about in our pregame. You know, not frantic but fast, and when you know, one of the adjustments you can make is don't be afraid to run your half-court stuff. You know, you still have really good players out with Fiocchi out in the wing and Prescott at the guard and Coyle, Harris inside. Run your half-court stuff.
Now, you would think that the dynamics of this style where you have to meet those goals, mostly on defense, the turnovers, well, and then the offensive rebounds, but mostly the turnovers.
Yeah, and I think what Coach was referring to is, you know, during that run that Violent had on Saturday, if he could have used another timeout to just try to put that run on pause a little bit.
There we go, and I think Jim Toomey, that's an excellent call because somebody yelled shot in the paint, They didn't move. And just for that, I think that's the reason why George Linden is calling a timeout. And that's the 30-second timeout that Bridgeton will call. Tonight's game is brought to you by Toyota of Vineland. Looking for the perfect assist when searching for your next new or used vehicle? Look no further than the courteous and professional sales team at Toyota of Vineland. They'll make your next purchase an easy layup. Call the friendly staff at Toyota of Vineland at 856-559-7690 or visit their showroom located at 650 North Delsey Drive in Vineland. And by McMahon Insurance Agency, when you're looking for a seasoned team to help safeguard your most valuable possessions, make McMahon Insurance Agency your first call. Visit them on the web at McMahonAgency.com. That violation was whistled by the official, Jim Tumolo. There he is under the basket because of a verbal and not because of a stepping into the lane.
Right.
That's interesting, and I'm glad that he made that call.
A lot of people are used to seeing where someone steps in the lane prior to the ball being released. In that case, it was someone trying to interfere with the concentration of the shooter and not giving it a legitimate free throw.
Absolutely. That's the reason why Jaden gets another one. Couldn't get that, and we stay at a 6-point game, and then Chandler can't handle that pass. That's another turnover.
Yeah, OLMA in their traps today, really active hands, tough to pass around, tough to receive, go and receive passes as well. 6th turnover so far for Bridgeton in this game.
And what's the target?
What do you say, 25, I believe.
You're the man. Out of bounds, and that's off of Bridgeton, and it will stay with the Villagers. Halleck with the inbound right in front of Coach Lennon. Dragone, but was cut off. Nice play. Bridgeton coming back. Tanksley into the front court. Tanksley taking everybody on, and she'll go right to the line. Elijah Tanksley. She looks like she can bang down there a little bit.
Looks like that foul was on Sacco, Sophia Sacco. That would be her first. I thought they had it at Fiocchi at first, but called it on Sacco.
Well, you could take your pick because you took on all three there. First substitution for Bridgeton. Jan Mosley into the game. And she replaces Acevedo. One out of two, and then Dragone got thrown right into a pad.
They're going to call her for out of bounds. However, the ball is going to belong to Bridgeton.
Chandler with the inbound. Tried to get it out top to McGriff. Bad play. Here comes Sacco, the other end. Hit the side of the backboard. And now the Bulldogs want to run back. Chandler, but she's cut off by Sacco in the double team. Nice job. Good dish again.
Good
Unable to finish, though, was Sidnor. Sacco running. Fiocchi off her hands. Another turnover. Bridgeton comes back with it. Here's Tanksley. Nice look underneath, and unable again was Sidnor. That's 2 in a row for Sidnor that she couldn't put through. And the lead is still 3. 12-9. OLMA's in front. 2:50 to go here in the first. There's a 3 from the corner. Doesn't go. Coyle got a hand on that rebound, but it's controlled by Bridgeton. Chandler banging with Coyle, and then a reset. What do you see so far?
2 to the ball all the time. Good job. Good job by Bridgeton right there getting the ball into the center of the floor, however.
Chandler's air ball will go up onto the stage, which is where we are now. And OLMA will take it back.
Yeah, OLMA's gotten what they wanted from the defensive end in regards to turning Bridgeton over. The problem is just kind of what we talked about in the pregame. They have 6 turnovers on Bridgeton, and 5, OLMA turned it right back over to them. So even though, yes, you're getting your turnovers, you're turning it over a little too much for your own liking, and that's the reason why we have a tight ball game here.
The turnovers that I see are mostly bad passes as opposed to like strips and active hands defensively.
Yes, and the reception of passes, correct. You got to be able to catch. The most important thing in this game is catching the basketball.
So says the coach. Prescott off the offensive board. Whistle underneath. Foul coming up on Bridgeton, and that's going to be their 5th.
And I just heard a comment from one of the coaches on OLMA's bench where he commented to his players out in the court, good patience. And that's exactly what we talked about, slowing it down just a hair. And he wanted to make that known as they ran a patient set right there.
Patitucci, she's called for a travel. And, you know, and that's what's interesting about that type of play with that jump stop. At what point now is it a legal move? And we're going to talk about that in a second because we're going to see that when we do some of the guys' games. There's a pull-up just inside the 3, no good from Tanksley. One and done there, and Prescott with the rebound, and that'll make McNelia happy.
But a turnover right back.
Which won't. Chandler might have turned it over there. No call to the basket. Too strong.
Good job
rebound.
by Bernhardt.
Bernhardt clears out, finds Prescott. And she'll pull it up with 1:25 left. Harris for 3. No good. Floorboard for Bernhardt. Working on Tanksley, who stole it right from her. Tanksley, though, but she's by herself, and she'll pull up with the 3. Short. Jenna Ryan has the rebound, and she is fouled. And that's the 5th foul for Bridgeton in this half. We don't have a number 15 for Bridgeton.
Subs for Our Lady Mercy Academy.
Do we have a 15 for Bridgeton? That's the year over here. 5, 12, 35. Oh, Abigail Moore. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's why you're here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Coming up to a minute here in the first. Still 12-9. There's a 3 from Palak. Missed it. Tanksley double teamed in front of the bench. Trying to find some room to get through. And that's how they get through the press with Moore, but she lost it. There's a turnover. Here come the Villagers. Nice pass from Coyle, and the finish by Fiocchi.
Yeah, that's a good find by Drew Coyle off the turnover. Olma getting out in transition. Coyle makes a nice pass to Fiocchi for the bucket.
Chandler with a pull-up. Open shot, no good. Rebound, lift Fiocchi, but Chandler got in the way of that. Look at the hustle. Down to 25 seconds left. Still Fiocchi going through. Pulling up for 3. Air ball. Tracked down by Sacco, but she's out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Liv Fiocchi. She's one Olma player here that has had a good first quarter, done a little bit of everything out on the floor. Unfortunately, just couldn't get that jump shot to go for in transition.
Well, Chandler thought that Abigail Moore went one way, and she threw it the other way, and that's another turnover. And guess what? Olma's going to get it underneath the basket with 19 seconds left.
5 for 5.
Here we go.
Substitution.
Sydney Prescott to do the inbound. It's Bernhardt. Jaden Harris open. No good. Rebound. Fought for. Controlled.
10 seconds left.
Garcia had it. Prescott with the drive. Nice dish to Harris. And she will go to the line, and she was fouled by Tanksley. It'll be a blocking foul.
I'll tell you what, Jaden Harris just missed a three-pointer, but she went right back to where she's comfortable inside in the paint. Good bounce pass. Couldn't finish, but she's going to get 2 free throws here.
So with 6 seconds left, Harris will go to the line to increase the 5-point lead for the Villagers here on BFA tonight. Chris Losey, Steve Westcott, and the crew as Olma 1-1 taking on Bridgeton, who is 1-1. Both of these teams lost to a good Vineland team. And, you know, say what you will about the stats, and as Garcia misses at the buzzer, here's Jaden Harris, count it.
Guess who, partner? Going to her office inside. Offensive rebound and putback for Jaden Harris.
Board and a basket, and that ends the first quarter tonight with the score Olma 16 and Bridgeton 9. Tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by Premier Orthopaedic Associates, the premier sponsor of Olma basketball. The entire faculty, staff, and especially the girls basketball team of Our Lady of Mercy Academy would like to extend their sincere and heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Dwyer and the incredible team at Premier Orthopaedic Associates for their support as the premier sponsor this basketball season. Premier's generous support gives Olma's basketball program the ability to live stream home games like this, so you can catch every minute of every home game under these challenging times caused by the pandemic. Premier is not only a premier sponsor, but they will also provide the premier orthopedic care you've come to expect and will be there when and if you need them. Many thanks again go out to Dr. Dwyer and the team at Premier Orthopaedic Associates. And we thank them very much, and the doctor, for the ability to, you know, put the games on so that the families who can't be here, they can watch the kids play from their home.
It's a great way for Dr. Dwyer to reach out to so many families you know, like you said, they could be here watching the game, and unfortunately right now they can't. And what a service BFA Productions and Dr. Dwyer is offering everyone.
So you know that we were talking after the game, and I think I even texted you. What were some of the feedback you're getting from fans?
In regards to the style of play?
No, in regards to the broadcast.
Oh, no. Everybody's loving the camera angles, loving the graphics. That it makes you feel like you're right there, all those kind of comments like that, and we certainly appreciate that.
Love it. Keep them coming. Second quarter starts with OLMA in possession, and right away, a three-pointer is good from Palik.
Yep, inbounds play right down the sideline, found Palik open in the corner, and she knocked down a three.
Chandler, she let it go, and then we have a whistle and a travel called against Sidner.
I think this is going to be an important time period right here for Bridgeton in this basketball game. If OLMA starts this quarter on a run and goes on an 8-0 or 10-0 run, that 7-point lead or whatever it was at the end of the first is now going to be 17, and it's a tough number to come back from.
Especially with a defense like this, if you've got the lead. Here's Coyle off that miss. Palik has it. Prescott's open. She'll fire it up. Nope. Chandler's going to track it down and does stay in.
Two to the ball. Almost always going to send two to the ball on defense. That's how they trap.
Tanksley open. Short with that. Uncontested rebound to Liv Fiocchi. And if Bridgeton wants to run with OLMA, they're going to have to contest some of those boards.
Yeah, and Alma's depth will then play a factor in this game, the way they substitute 3 and 4 players at a time, sometimes 5, like we noted.
Around the screen, Palik's three, no good. Rebound, Jaden Harris. Nice, unselfish pass, and Prescott couldn't finish. Now they battle for it, but we have a traveling call. It's been called against Sidnor.
I said just a minute ago that OLMA traps with 2 to the ball. What I mean by that is they don't do it out of a zone format. They do it out of basically a man-to-man format, and they send a second player to whoever's guarding to help whoever's guarding the ball, and then just rotate behind it.
Sacco with the inbound. Fiocchi, Dragone couldn't handle that pass. And a Bridgeton turnover. Down by 10, Bulldogs come up the floor. That was Tanksley, and she was stripped, and she looked for a call from the official, Jim Tumalo, who didn't call it. The other way, Palik.
Really nice take by Palik in transition, but had herself and got herself under control, able to finish off the glass for 2.
That's kind of sloppy on the inbound, too. I mean, I'm not sure if Tatiana Chandler realizes she can run the baseline after a made basket.
Yeah, and I think she saw one thing and then decided, uh-oh, that one thing that I just saw is not there.
I hate to say it, but that's a little Carson Wentz syndrome there.
That's a whole nother story, Carson Wentz.
Keep checking your phones.
I got
Turnover. How many you got now? 10?
10 for Bridgeton.
So they are almost.
Just about halfway there.
Yeah. With 6:15 to go here in the second. Prescott taking on the double team. Got it back on the carom, and then got fouled, and she'll go to the line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call Bridgeton with a personal foul on the rebound. OLMA is in the 1-and-1.
There's a shooting foul, I think, anyway, though. Looks like the foul was on Sidnor. Or no, they are going to call 1-on-1.
Yeah, I thought he called it on the floor. He pointed to the floor as if to stay here.
So it'll be Prescott. With the 1-and-1. 18 fouls for Bridgeton.
First one goes for Prescott. I think OLMA's going to be looking to improve off that first quarter free throw percentage with the second quarter here.
In and out, tapped around Chandler, but she's got nowhere to run. See, that's that double team, and as you mentioned, Steve, that's very effective. Now she'll try again.
And there it is again once she crosses half court. That's where you don't want to pick it up. And there's the turnover.
Palik gets the deck, and the foul is called. It was on Acevedo, who didn't agree with that call. Another 1-and-1 and another shooting situation.
And we talked about that this weekend. As soon as you cross half court as a ball handler, that's not the spot to pick up your dribble. OLMA did a nice job sending the second defender there and forced her to pick it up. thus the turnover, because that's not where you want to pick it up.
Well, don't forget the extra defender, right?
The extra defender with the sideline and a half-court line, along with 2 defenders,
Yep.
and all of a sudden you're in no man's land a little bit.
It's like 1-on-4. Think about it.
Correct.
Palick, no. Harris got the offensive board, and she'll go to the line.
Yeah, OLMA's doing a really nice job on both ends of the glass.
Well, I think we mentioned that, too, when if Bridgeton is going to stay in this game, especially down here, and there was a 3-point attempt. Nobody contested that for Bridgeton. It's going to be a long night if they think that they're going to make everything. It just isn't going to happen. And the offensive glass is so important, as you said, for OLMA.
And they have such good rebounders between Harris and Dragone, and now the freshman Palick, who's coming in and making an impact. Even their guards are, they're gutsy type kids. They're competitive kids. They go to the glass.
Another example of that depth, though, that Tom McNelia has. That was Jan Mosley, who couldn't control that rebound. So OLMA will get it again. 5:50 to go in the second. It's a 14-point Villager lead. That was Garcia with a miss. The follow from Patitucci.
2 offensive rebounds right there, 1 by Harris, 1 by Patitucci. Patitucci gets her put back to go.
Count another one. And Gianna with the follow. Gianna Patitucci.
2 on the ball.
So our father Dom here, he's in attendance. Sort of. He's in a working capacity. Shot is short. Another one goes up. And Sidnor has 2 more.
That time Bridgeton with the offensive rebound and a little 8-foot bank shot. Banks were open there.
Sidnor steps in the way of that pass. Keeps it alive. McGriff, and they get it to Chandler.
Good job.
Bad pass. Chandler couldn't handle that one. Bernhardt's got it. Long outlet. Patitucci's wide open.
Good find. Jaden Harris feeling the defender, pressure coming, able to get an outlet pass up the court for 2.
And the lead is ballooned up to 18 as Chandler misses. Then a block. That's Mosley had it at the top of her head, and Chandler took it right off of the top of her head. Abigail Moore, double team, spinning. Short on the rim with that. Floorboard goes to Garcia, and then she gets stripped, and they're going to call a jump ball, and that's good hustle by Abigail Moore, 15 of Bridgeton.
Yes, it is. Our Lady Mercy Academy picked up the dribble. She hustled back, got her hands on the ball, and the ref gave her a jump ball for her effort. And as you said, the arrow does belong to Bridgeton.
See if we can get into the coaching huddle. So now Tom McNelia says boxes and elbows. What does that mean?
Well, what he means is box out. You want when you're attempting the defensive rebound of basketball, especially, or offensive rebound, you want to get a box out. You want the Bridgeton player on your back, and you want to get a little wider frame. He doesn't not saying he wants you to throw an elbow, obviously, but what he wants is to help that frame, help support that frame with your elbows.
Down to 4 minutes, still halftime, and an 18-point lead. Sacco with the drive. It's short. There is Dragone. Wild shot. That's no good. And Bridgeton has a rebound. Tanksley running the floor for the Bulldogs. To the basket. Can't get it to go. Back the other way. Here comes Sacco. And they're running, partner.
What a pace.
3 no good from Coyle. Tracked down on the floorboard. Palick, why not?
Obtains the loose ball, keeps herself poised, uses the pivot foot, turns, and realizes she's open and knocks down a 3.
I should mention 35 is Keldisha Underwood into the game for Bridgeton as Tanksley goes all the way.
Yeah, really good drive right there. Little Euro step into the center of the paint, able to get the roll.
And then Tanksley gets in the way of that pass. Knocks the COVID screen over at the scorer's table. Okay, so what's a Euro pass?
This was that run I was telling you about in regards to Our Lady Mercy Academy. It was a 6-7-point game at the end of the first. You look up right now, they've been able to finish on a lot of their things. A couple knockdown threes by Palick, and Bridgeton has not been as fortunate, turning it over to Our Lady Mercy Academy, and now that 6 or 7 point lead is now, 19?
It is 19. Sophia Sacco out of the game and off the bench. She's being led to the locker room to be looked at. Something was bothering her, like her leg. Let's get a report on that, and we'll let you know.
If we have one before halftime, we'll give it to you. If not, hopefully we'll get it then.
Jenna Ryan can't handle that pass. And Bridgeton will get it with 3:08 to go. And as Steve mentioned, down by 19. Chris Losey, Steve Westcott, and our BFA Sports crew here this evening from Our Lady of Mercy Academy in Newfield. 32-13 in favor of the Lady Villagers. And there's a double team in the backcourt, and Tanksley finds Sidnor. She's open. Why not? No good. Bernhardt couldn't control the rebound. Underwood did. Lost that. And Gianna Patitucci clears for OLMA. Jaden Harris with a stutter stepping right to the basket, and they're going to count it.
That's a really good take by Jaden Harris. Realized that the defender was all the way underneath the basket. I don't know if they called the block on that defender or if they called a push in the back, which led Jaden Harris into the defender. But either way, she finishes, and she's going to go to the line for another.
11 team fouls for Bridgeton to 3 for OLMA. Harris with 7. Harris with 8. 35-13 with 2:42 to go. Chandler, pull up. No good. Moore has the ball on the baseline, but she dribbled out of bounds.
Partner, I failed to answer your question a minute ago. You asked me, what is a Euro step? Euro step is very simply a hesitation step where instead of 1-2 into your layup rotation, you go 1, then 2. And that Euro step usually is not on the same path. So you'll take one step, and then that second step will be to the left, or you'll take that one step, and the second step will be to lean back, or whatever the case may be. But it's one step, then step left.
Why is it called a Euro step? Was it like developed in Europe?
Well, I wouldn't say developed in Europe, but it's a really good move that a lot of European players do use. It's a way of offsetting shot blockers and athleticism. European players are always usually fundamentally sound. That's a good fundamental step to alleviate a shot blocker.
Look at that, and Underwood is fouled underneath by Coyle. Good pass from Tanksley. I'll tell you what, you are a wealth of information. I am just honored to be the sponge of all of this information that just overflows from you.
I really appreciate that, but you got to stop.
There's Underwood's first points of the night. Keldisha, senior forward. She'll get another. OLMA by 21 with Dragone pulling down that board. And Fiocchi and Coyle on the right side. Palick, she's hot. Missed that. Chandler comes back for the Bulldogs. 2 minutes left till halftime. Underwood trying to spin on Dragone, and she does a great job just standing there. Alters the shot and winds up getting the turnover.
Yeah, really good pressure on the defensive end.
Under 2 to play. Now that ball never touched the floor until Dragone just did. That was interesting.
And that's how you beat pressure. Pass, pass. You rotate the ball from one side to the other and then find a player in the middle of the floor. In that case, that was Dragone.
Coyle with the stuff coming down the other way.
Pass. I'll tell you
and
what.
Cassidy Garcia.
Drew Coyle, we've talked about it both nights against Millville. She does so many things well on the basketball floor. Under control, 2-on-1, finds the player, rewards her with an easy layup.
Sidnor follows. That's a tough shot. Then there's a bad pass, and Chandler will pull up. And she hits.
She's having a nice little half for Bridgeton.
Lead is 19 with a minute to go. That's Palick again. Yep.
Well done. I'll tell you what, she is a nice freshman. 5'9", 5'10", can shoot it, can rebound it, long arms, hands in those traps, deflecting passes. She's a really nice player, especially for a young lady as a freshman.
Chandler short with that. Rebound tapped around in the paint.
Good hustle by Liv Fiocchi, correct.
Came away with it. Drew Coyle's ahead on Chandler. No, there's a whistle.
thought I heard a whistle before.
Yeah, do you see this depth, though? Look, Bridgeton had 4 players out at around half court, which led to the 3-on-1 or 4-on-1 for Our Lady Mercy guy. There was no one there to rebound the basketball except for white jerseys.
I think they're gassed.
Yeah, they are. And that's that depth, and that's the pace, and that's everything that Tom McNeely has told us about.
This is Cassidy Garcia, junior guard. One more to come. More subs, and of course, with there's no foul trouble concerns thus far tonight. So Jaden Harris back into the game with 28 seconds left.
Yeah, not for OLMA anyway. They only have 4 personals. Double bonus situation right now for Bridgeton. But again, there's 3 more substitutions. 2 that came in, 1 at the table.
That's a violation. 2 of the Bulldogs stepped in, Underwood as well as McGriff. So 1 more. I've been paying attention to that with the inbounds of the administration of a free throw, just to see how. Remember, we talked about that. That whistle knocks people, I think, off of their rhythm a little bit. But 2 violations tonight. Although one of them was the typical with the shot, and I think Jim Tumalo did a great job with the official putting a stop to that right away.
Right, with the verbal one.
Right.
Correct.
The lead is 23, and we're down to 25 seconds left in the half. Prescott gets in the way of that pass.
See, now there's a little bit of change. I just mentioned earlier about how OLMA does not pressure out of the 1-2-1-1 zone format, and that time they did. But they're still going to send a second player to the ball no matter what happens.
Pass went through Sidnor, 18 seconds left. That 3 from Tanksley misses everything. And a box out, and a good box out that you were just going to mention.
By 3 players.
Yeah.
By 3 players. 3 players had box outs. Bridgeton was nowhere near the offensive rebound. Fundamentally sound rebounding. That's the way you finish a defensive possession, with good boxes and a board.
8 seconds. Harris is still in the backcourt. There's a steal. However, Tanksley's out of bounds. 4.8 on the clock. And 3/4 court needed for OLMA. The inbound will come from Gianna Patitucci. And everybody else is in the front court. Now here comes Prescott to get it. 4 seconds. Prescott going right. High dribble. 3. Yes!
Down it goes.
It's that kind of night for the Villagers as everything is going down. And we're at halftime here in Newfield with the score. OLMA 44, Bridgeton 18. Halftime is coming up next here on BFA.
At Our Lady Mercy Academy, we know that choosing a high school is a big deal. After all, your high school is where you meet lifelong friends, discover yourself, and what interests you the most. It's where you'll have fun and make some of the best memories. You'll learn, succeed, and even fail a time or 2. But it's all a part of the journey with the goal of getting you ready for what comes next. College may seem like a lifetime away, but trust me when I tell you that it gets here fast. Before you know it, you'll be going through this whole school selection process all over again, which is why choosing the right high school is so important. You see, the world's top colleges and universities are looking for exceptional students, but that's not all they want. In addition to being well prepared academically, the most sought after candidates have good character. They're resilient. They have a true sense of purpose, are eager to try new things, and never let anything stand in their way. That's what they get in an OLMA graduate, and why we invite you to come check out our school.
Now, more than ever, we're being put into all sorts of uncomfortable situations. Normal looks a whole lot different these days, but that's okay. We got this. Today, we're learning both online and on campus. We're benefiting from the best of both and thriving. That has a lot to do with the OLMA sisterhood, where you can be yourself and be celebrated for it.
Distance learning has taught us that the OLMA sisterhood knows no boundaries. We take care of each other, whether it's face-to-face or on FaceTime. We have our teachers to thank for that. They've created a positive culture that pushes us to do and be our best. They've also taught us to be brave through programs like L2T. It stands for Leadership, Life Skills, and Technology, and will have you doing things you never thought you could. Your self-confidence will soar. Leadership programs like L2T, along with the chance to shadow professionals and test drive careers, gives us a real edge when it's time to apply to college.
Another thing that's unique to OLMA is the bond that we share with the Sisters of the Daughters of Our Lady of Mercy. When it comes to things that are good for the soul, they play the lead role. They encourage us to get in touch with our inner selves and trust in God, no matter what challenges we face.
As you consider high schools, we hope you'll add OLMA to your list. The academics are exceptional, and the opportunities to lead and to learn are endless. Visit our website at olmanj.org to find out more and schedule a visit on campus or online. Come see what the sisterhood is all about. You're going to love it. I hope to see you soon.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Tom Dwyer, CEO of Premier Orthopaedic Associates. As a parent of two former high school athletes, I can only imagine how difficult it is for so many of you who are unable to be at the game to watch your child or favorite student athlete compete due to COVID-19 restrictions this season. As such, our team here at Premier Orthopaedic Associates has partnered with our friends at BFA Sports to give you, the fans, a virtual front row seat. And for the student athlete, a new experience, a pretty cool professional broadcast they'll be able to keep forever at no cost for all of you to enjoy. Well, I see it's just about time for tip-off. So from all of us here at Premier Orthopaedic Associates, best of luck this season. Stay safe, be well, and while we hope we don't see any of you anytime soon, We're here for you if you should need us. Enjoy the game.
Chris Losey, Steve Westcott, and our BFA Sports crew getting ready to start the second half of our ball game this evening between OLMA and Bridgeton. And OLMA's up big with a big first half, Steve, and you've got the numbers.
Yeah, Tom McNeil talks about the numbers he needed to hit, 75 shots total for the game. Well, right now they're more than halfway there with 44 in the first half. He talked about half of them being three-point field goals. They were 5 for 18 in threes. Okay, so that's just about halfway, not quite, but not bad either. Our Lady Mercy Academy was able to turn Bridgeton over 16 times in that first half, okay, to only 9 of their own. So even that turnover ratio there in the second quarter, which is why the lead went from 6 or 7 to where we are here at 26.
You're right.
But that's a really good half by them. They're approaching those numbers that they'd like to.
And plus the turnovers, they're more than halfway to that goal of 25.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. So, their numbers, their math in this case, and those analytical figures, if that's the term you want to go with, are certainly matching up here. Palak led Our Lady Mercy Academy with 11 points, and Liv Fiocchi had 6.
That's interesting, though, when you mention Palak, because of the 11 that she has, 3 are from three-point land.
Yeah, and like I said, she's got the length, and she's out there, and she brings a forward out, and sometimes forwards are hesitant to come out and cover her. Well, they better come out and cover Madison Palak because she can knock down that 3.
So one of the unfortunate byproducts of everyone getting playing time is obviously there's more risk of injury for everybody since they're in the game more. You've got an injury update.
Yeah, Sophia Sacco unfortunately has a back issue. Trainers are telling us that they doubt and don't think she will be returning tonight.
So Sacco done for the night. And OLMA gets ready to start the second half with possession, and there is Palak. Fiocchi's in the corner. Everybody scored, too, apparently, for OLMA that's on the floor right now, especially this one, Jaden Harrison. Look at that.
She knows how to score, especially down low in there in her office.
That's the best line of the night by far, in her office, because you're right, that's where she does. Look at Tanksley go through everybody. Nice move by Tanksley. Did everything right but score. Then Sidnor had it blocked away from her. Prescott running the other way. Left hand is no good. Rebound. Great pass by Palak.
Partner, is there anything else Palak can do? She blocks the shot, which leads to the transition. She hustles down the floor, gets the offensive rebound, and then gets an assist to Harris. That's a great possession.
Prescott off the near steal. Coils in the corner. Chase down. Palak can't get that one.
Well, we've talked about this weekend. Drew Coyle unable to knock down that corner 3, but you're not going to want to leave her open often because she can shoot it, and that will go down.
And it has. The three-point percentage is obviously much better than it was on Saturday. And, you can't really tip your cap to Vineland and their defense because, really, they were open shots that were just missed.
Vineland did a nice job in the second half of being able to make adjustments at halftime and being able to handle Our Lady Mercy Academy's pressure. And that was the difference in that game.
Palak's 3 got deflected. No, but I mean the open threes. They were open threes. They just weren't going down.
They were.
Yeah.
And again, nights like that sometimes are tough. The ball's not going to bounce your way that night. It certainly didn't for Our Lady Mercy Academy. However, they look like they're getting themselves back on track here tonight.
In a big way, up by 30 Tanksley, little adjustment there. Can't get it. And Patitucci looked like she was going to put it up there. Finds Fiocchi. And Bernhardt puts a move, goes to the basket, draws the foul.
It's a really
called offense. Called an offensive foul on Madeline Bernhardt.
All right, well, I'm not going to start second-guessing officials, but let's comment on Madeline Bernhardt's drive to the basket. It starts with a good head and ball fake, able to get herself around the defender along the baseline. I thought the foul could have gone the other way, but unfortunately it didn't go Bernhardt's way. That's still a good drive.
I think that one falls under the principle of verticality. I don't know if you've ever heard that, and I'll tell you that in a second. Chandler, baseline jumper, short, and Coyle has the rebound. Finds Patitucci ahead, and she is fouled on the way to the basket by McGriff. Okay, so principle of verticality is that the defender is entitled to not only the space that they have, but directly above them. And I think Jim Tumalo felt in that case that the shooter, in this case it was Bernhardt, violated that space.
Okay.
Just an opinion.
I get it.
Yep. So.
I'm not sure that's the way I saw it, but I get it.
No, it's fine. That's why you're the coach.
That's why I'm up here. And he's down there.
Patitucci, it's the first one. How many tees did you get in your career? Several?
I tried to only get one a year. I did the best I could to get one a year.
That's amazing.
So I think in the 6 years I coached here as the head coach at Our Lady Mercy Academy, I think I had 7 total.
In how many years?
6.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Good ball movement by the Villagers. They can't convert, though. And McGriff running the floor for the Bulldogs. To the line with the foul. So, in your opinion, the tees, were they justified?
All of them except for one. There was one. I deserved probably all of them except for one. There was one that was in here against Holy Spirit one night, and I got teed up in 9 seconds into the game. It was just bizarre. But
what did you say?
You know, I don't even remember at this point. It's probably something to the effect of, "This isn't the way this isn't going to be all night like this, is it?" Or something like that. Like this is a bad start to your night, or something like that. And it was what it was. But I probably deserve the others. I could tell you that.
Yeah, but listen, you were a fantastic coach, obviously, with the duration and the tenure and the longevity that you had on the bench. Sometimes technicals are used in a good way, fire the team up.
Yeah, that one actually caught me by shock.
Now, 9 seconds, I'd say so.
Yeah.
I wonder if it caught his partner by shock, too.
Good job by Garcia picking up the loose ball, using her pivot foot, turning and scoring underneath.
52-19. Tanksley, no good. Bernhardt, look at the ball movement here, and they've got 2 on none, and Prescott's going to pull up. Got the roll. Well, what's going down tonight, partner?
Well, I'll tell you what. That was actually you'd like to see her take it all the way to the basket if she could, but that was actually a good pull-up because there was no one left underneath except an OLMA player to rebound. So she got it off. She was comfortable with that mid-range jump shot and knocked it down.
Chandler with 2. She's got 9.
OLMA just comes right back at you.
And drills a 3.
Madeline Bernhardt. I'll tell you what, she's having a really nice game. I mentioned earlier, I talked to her after the game on Saturday, and she was disappointed with herself, not thinking she played well. She's only a freshman, but to see her come back like that and answer like the way she is tonight is really A, positive for Our Lady Mercy Academy, and B, really good for her.
And those 3 freshmen, Sacco, Palick, and even Savannah Prescott, the future is bright for a long time.
Yeah, you haven't seen Savannah Prescott here yet tonight. As we speak, she's out on the floor now. This freshman class at Our Lady Mercy Academy is really, really good.
That's Triana Carell now into the game, 33 for Bridgeton. And Chandler again. She's a good little player.
Yeah, she is. She knows how to get herself to the basket. She knows how to finish. She's a really good finisher.
She's in double figures, and that's a foul called as Palick goes to the basket so she can shoot outside, she can rebound, she can defend, and then she can penetrate when she wants to, and that's Carell's first.
Yeah, Palick doing a nice job. She had three 3-point field go for her in the first half. This time realizing that she had a path to the basket, going strong and drawing the foul.
Well, we got a little bit of disciplinary problem that was taken care of at the free throw line, and Palick, who's making a strong case to be the player of the game tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll get one more from the line. And you heard shot, and then you heard one of the Bulldogs say you can't say that anymore, so that's interesting. Back the other way, Coyle had to gather and then got fouled by McGriff. It's good coaching, though, I think, on Lennon's side, on Bridgeton, because, you know, obviously a team is used to one thing, and then immediately when that verbal lane violation was called, there's a 3 by Coyle. But when they have when they had that lane violation originally, and then he pulled them in, and he said, "Okay, we can't do that tonight." Did you ever have to do that when you were a coach, like something that you were able to do maybe in another game? Say, "Look, tonight it's not going to work."
Yeah, and you try to do that before the game, especially if you see the officials walk in and you know who they are, and you know their temperament and their personality. You try to give your kids a heads up prior, so you don't have to do it in the game and have them witness you doing it, if you know what I mean. And sometimes you don't know the officials, and you're not capable of doing that.
So you have to recognize it during the game, right?
Yeah, and then you just maybe call her over, do it, coolly, like, hey, 1 second, get along the lane. Let me talk to her real quick, and she'll come over and, you talk to her, your player there by you, so that everybody's not witnessing you.
Andrea, you're going with the foul, and she didn't think she did. It was clean originally, but I think when she put her hand on, then she grabbed her arm. Look at Prescott, left hand.
Yeah, really well done. Our Lady Mercy Academy just turning over Bridgeton pretty much at will right now.
Especially now. And then it winds up with a Harris trip to the line and a foul on Chandler.
And after the turnovers, just attacking the basket. Other than Bernhardt's 3, you've seen everything else at the rim.
"14 fouls for the Bulldogs, and that's the 4th on Chandler, too. So that's a big foul. And that means Abigail Moore will get ready to go in for Bridgeton. Like right now.
Yep.
Tatiana Chandler will sit, 7 points and 4 fouls.
That was their main form, Bridgeton's main form of an offensive threat, and unfortunately he's going to have to go over there now and rest for a little bit and protect those 4.
So now Moore with the ball handling responsibilities for this offense. We have another sub into the game, Abigail Mendita. Whoever provided us with these rosters, can they write this any smaller?
I couldn't even see him with the glasses on.
I know they want to test this, but come on. Look at that runner.
Yeah, that's a nice move. Down the paint, using her strong hand, using her strong arm. Little floater.
Right back goes Bernhardt.
Yep, almost rushes the ball, pushes the ball back down the floor. They find Bernhardt in the corner, and she's able to dribble, drive baseline, get all the way to the rim and score. Real nice drive by Madeline Bernhardt.
So we mentioned at the top that Olma's on the road after this. Do you know where? I know they're Tuesday. They're at Atlantic. What's it called? Atlantic Coast.
ACIT?
Yeah.
Yeah, ACIT. Atlantic County, Institute of Technology, I believe, is what it is.
All right. That's their next one, I believe, or no? There's one before that.
No, I think that is their next one.
Yes. It's a week from today. By the way, it's 67-25 OLMA with 2:53 left here in the third.
Now, it's going to be easier coming off a win, but that's an interesting dilemma that Tom McNeely and OLMA's, that's their next challenge, how to keep these kids fresh. And, now you got to wait a whole week before you play again. You can't scrimmage. You can't do any of that because you're actually in season. So
they wouldn't change that because of the circumstances this year?
I'm so unsure. I'm afraid to speak because I don't want anybody out there to hold me accountable for it, but I don't think so. I don't think that's one of the rules that they've changed. Once you're in season, you play your schedule.
Coyle from way out. Got it.
because you've already scheduled a certain number of games. And, you know, if you finish those games on the back end of your schedule, well, you can't add anymore, else you're going to have to drop one. And we mentioned earlier, partner, that you don't want to give Coyle that 3 too often. There's a perfect example of it, of how she's able to knock down that 3 from just off the top of the key.
That might have been from the next level 3.
Yeah,
that was far out there.
Yeah, that was a deep one.
Here comes another free basket.
Pass. Liv Fiocchi doing a nice job keeping herself under control. The Bridgeton player was there, ready and able to take the charge. However, under control, good bounce pass opposite side of the paint for the bucket.
Under 2 minutes to go in the third, and Olma's up really big tonight on Bridgeton. Pass deflected. Here comes Coyle. Moore chasing her. Nope. Savannah Prescott with the follow.
Good job. And again, you can see the depth and you can see the fatigue. You know, Bridgeton just not running the floor here. And now we saw it in at the end of the second quarter in the first half. Here we are at the end of the third quarter, and it's already happening here in the second half as well.
Tanksley from the parking lot missed that. And it goes out of bounds.
And just as I say that, fresh bodies come on the floor to just keep wearing teams down.
I don't know. If I'm Coach Linden, would you put Chandler back in the game? 4 fouls, let her run around. Would you at the score?
I would start her in the fourth, yes. I wouldn't do it here. I mean, with the score like this, you're right, there's not really a lot of reasons to protect her. But
Right.
let her start the fourth as if it was as if it's a fresh start to her playing time.
That was off the hands of Underwood. Another Olma possession. 35 seconds. Prescott from the corner missed that one short. And Bridgeton coming the other way.
Tom McNeillian, Our Lady Mercy Academy, at least for the last 2 or 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes already here in the third quarter, just running back and playing D, no longer pressing.
Moore was off target with that 3. And the clock stops. Well, it's not going to stop. Apparently we have some sort of I'll tell you what we have. I think, I didn't know they had it in basketball, but maybe they do. As Tanksley fires up a long 3, no good. Garcia tapped it. Jaden Harris controls, and then the foul is called on Acevedo. And it was I don't know if it's a running clock situation, but they just stopped the clock with 1/10 of a second left, and the whistle came with 8. So
that'll be.
And he's going to call the quarter.
Correct.
All right. 74-25. Olma bouncing back in a big way after Saturday's loss to Vineland. Back to the fourth quarter in a minute. Stay right here.
Gotcha.
All right. Tonight's game brought to you by Bettino's ShopRite. Don't get boxed out from dishing out your next great meal. Visit the locally and family-owned Bettino's Family ShopRites to grab the rebound for your kitchen's pantry. Bettino's Family ShopRites provides you and your family the winning service you need from a locally and family-owned supermarket. You can visit any of the Bettino's Family ShopRites conveniently located at Delsey ShopRite in Vineland, Millville, Upper Deerfield, and Washington Township. Bettino's Family ShopRite's a strong tradition of serving their local communities. By Newfield National Bank. Feeling like you are on the rebound from your current bank? Why not give a local community bank an opportunity to take the shot at winning your business? Newfield National Bank has 11 local branches to serve all your personal and business banking needs. Let Newfield National Bank rise to the occasion and earn your business. Newfield National Bank, serving Gloucester and Cumberland counties since 1934. Chris Losey, Steve Westcott, and our BFA Sports crew here tonight from Olma, where the Villagers are up big, 74-25 over the Bulldogs of Bridgeton. And again, as we mentioned before, it had to happen because whether or not Bridgeton was going to be competitive is irrelevant in terms of the shooting percentage. But Olma's really on target tonight.
Yeah, they are. They're getting, they're getting a lot of really good things to happen for them. It's all out of their hustle. It's all out of their pressure. It's all out of their, this up-tempo style of basketball where they want to run and shoot threes and press, trap, and turn you over.
Olma keeps that.
And I believe I understand, partner, there is a running clock in the Cape Atlantic League.
What's the threshold?
I believe it's 40. So once it got to 65-25 is when that would have taken place and started, I believe.
Should we ask the official? Coyle from way out too strong with that three. Palick with the rebound. Hey, Jim, was that a 40-point difference for a running clock? Just nod. Jim, thank you for nodding. It was 40.
There you go.
I've known him about 10 years. We've done college baseball together.
There you go.
Great guy. Great guy. Tanksley drops it to Sidnor. Shot no good, and that's a jump ball whistle. The shot was snuffed. Underwood went up for it.
So someone is texting me now saying that 35 points in the Cape Atlantic League leads to the running clock scenario.
Okay, so then that means that was not a nod. That was a nod to be quiet.
Maybe. Gentleman's trying to work, and you're over here.
He's not working.
Bridgeton trying to show some pressure here.
Abigail Moore, and there's Chandler back into the game. And why not? Sydney Prescott. Garcia. Bad pass. Tanksley the other way. And that was Maddie Bernhardt with a little defense right there.
Mm-hmm. She's having a really nice game tonight.
Just had a thought about our postgame in a minute. Prescott nails the three from the corner.
Well done. That's really good basketball. Push the ball up the sideline. Cross-court pass, skip pass. Down goes the three.
Off the rim, no, and then we got a foul, and that's going to send Sidnor to the line. .548. I guess the clock will stop on. Who was it, by the way, that texted you?
Mr. Keith Palick.
Okay.
Basketball official.
Oh, is he?
Yes, he is.
Is he in 196?
He has a wonderful player as a son in Keith Palick, who plays at St. Augustine. Three-point shooter, I believe, committed to University of Sciences, Division II level.
Nice.
And he has a daughter right here, obviously, that we're watching playing and enjoy watching playing tonight. And he has another younger daughter that is, I'm not sure if she's an 8th grader or a 7th grader. So there's going to be another Palick on the scene here at Our Lady Mercy Academy, along with Madison very shortly.
And there's going to be another text soon from Keith as well, because you're not sure. Dragone in the middle. 5.5 to go, and OLMA trying to get 100. Palick is short. Underwood with the rebound to Chandler. Tatiana Chandler, uncontested. She hit the bottom of the board. I think we can get Savannah and Sydney to work a two-man game here. They're not on the floor at the same time. I noticed that. That three rims out. And it will stay. Carlina Fiocchi into the game, by the way, and that was her three-point attempt. I'm not sure what happened, but they're giving the ball to Bridgeton. So,
yeah, there was a discussion between the two officials so they could figure it out as well. They've determined it will be Bridgeton basketball.
With under 5 to go. See, watching the body language of the bench, the coaching staff, Tom McNelia, it's like he's still into it. This is fairly new to him. He told us that before the game tonight. He's like, this is still new. We're figuring these things out. Would he adjust the metrics as well? I mean, based on the opponent, based on the clock?
Score.
Yeah.
That's an interesting question, and that may be he's so committed to this. It didn't look like he was willing to do that the other day against Vineland.
Mm-hmm.
However, he's so committed to this new offense. It'd be interesting to find out if he would in a close game with under a minute or whatever the case may be.
And Coyle will pull this one up with under 4 minutes to go. Again, that's Carlina Fiocchi. Dishes Dragone, cannot get the follow. But she'll go to the line. Again, and I said it before when we talked to him before the game, and you heard him, and he said that was the worst coaching job I ever did. So he put it on him.
It was interesting to hear him say that because Tom does do a nice job, that's for sure. And he kind of felt maybe he let his kids down, and and only he knows, because he didn't get in depth with it to us, and maybe he did his kids. But he was certainly looked to make amends for the other day tonight, and Olma's doing that in a big way, in a total way today.
And then some. They've hit 80 with 3:45 to go. Can they get 100?
Yeah, I don't think they're worried about that. Although
those threes.
Yeah. And again, I think he's just going to be more willing to just come down, run his own offense if that's what Bridgeton's in, or just round the man set if that's what Bridgeton's in. And if they get a good look, they'll take it. But if not, they'll be willing to try to run their stuff. Games like this is when you can do that. And to be honest with you, he's really got a lot of his younger players in here right now. I mean, what we're basically watching right now is watching his JV team, except for Madeline Bernhardt.
I was going to ask you that, the JV game before the game. Who plays in that game that is also suiting up for roster for, I'm sure, Varsity?
Not many. Savannah Prescott, I believe, does. But Madeline Bernhardt strictly up for Varsity. Madison Palak is strictly up for Varsity. I think Sophia Sacco is strictly up for Varsity. But maybe just Savannah Prescott.
Under 3 to go. 81-27. Tanksley with a runner. Jenna Ryan with a rebound. We want to make sure we mention all the kids. Well, they do get significant playing time, though. I will tell you that.
They do. I mean, he goes 10 deep anyway. So now, in a game like this, in a situation like this, he's able to get those other 4 or 5 kids out of his 15-man roster on.
Carlina Fiocchi can't come up with that one. It goes the other way. Down to 220. Two minutes to go. And underneath, it kicks to Chandler.
Madden.
That runner no good. Look at the box out by Ryan, and then causes the jump ball, actually. Officials say it was a jump ball. Tanksley tied up Ryan, and the arrow will point to OLMA. Clock running. 1:30 to go. By the way, 34 into the game for OLMA. Gabby Cruz. Make sure we mention her. So we have 1:17 and a running clock. I got to tell you, I'm liking that partner.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 35 in football, too.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and the 35 points here and in the second half. What
second half.
Yeah.
Second half of football as well.
If someone's up 35 and it's in the second half, it'll run.
Hey, Keith Palak, though, what if the lead goes back inside of 35? Does it go back to a regular clock?
He's probably listening. Watch, he'll text me.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked him, because in football it does. Ryan in the middle.
Good
off the
move.
glass, no good. 40 seconds to go tonight. Check his phone. A runner by Chandler is good, and she's in double figures. 11 for Tatiana, 25 seconds left, and that is Cruz.
Good pass.
Can Cruz get on the board? No. And she's smiling like she heard her name.
It was a really nice pass by Savannah Prescott, right down the seam of the paint. Found Gabby Cruz just unable to finish.
Speaking of finish, that ought to do it tonight. Total domination by the Villagers. And they bounce back in a big way with a win over Bridgeton by 50. 81-31. Villagers over Bridgeton here tonight on BFA Sports.
Welcome back to OLMA, everybody. The final score, 81-31. The Villagers, in a big way, they bounced back and they beat Bridgeton tonight. Chris Losey, Steve Westcott, and our BFA Sports crew. And before we get to our player of the game, what a tremendous response by Tom McNelia.
Yeah, that's a really good answer. I know Saturday afternoon left a sour taste in Our Lady Mercy Academy's mouth, and they were looking to come out here tonight and get themselves back on track, and they certainly did that tonight in a big way.
Well, we are thrilled to be joined by the player of the game tonight. Can we say hello?
Madison Palak.
Hi, Madison Palak. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Right there. Just say hello to Dad, because I know he's watching.
Hi.
So, okay, now turn around and talk to us. I've got you for 17 points tonight, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks. You did everything tonight. What did Coach tell you before the game, or everybody, after a loss on Saturday?
Yeah, he just told us that we need to come back and show people what we could really do after losing, and just get our team back together and win.
Okay, that's fine. What else? How about you personally?
Well, he told us me personally too, but everyone to just keep shooting, because we have these numbers we want to hit percentages, and we got really close last time, but I think we might have hit a lot of them today.
Well, you made a few of them. Are you comfortable in the 3-point area? You've been taking a lot of shots.
Yeah, I mean, in middle school, I was always a post player, so I never shot any threes, but, I mean, I seem to be, getting comfortable with it.
You know, Steve mentioned here about how you're doing everything, and I mean everything, even a screen in the corner, and I have to tell you, it was very impressive, and being a freshman, bright future you got here, right,
Thank
Steve?
you.
Yeah, absolutely. There was one possession we commented on where you had a block shot at that end, hustled down the floor, got the offensive rebound, ended up with an assist to Jaden Harrison. It just exemplified everything in one trip of the floor. What's it like to, be the leader of a good group of freshmen with you and Madeline Bernhardt, right, leading a good group of freshmen, but also to play under a good group of upperclassmen, which you have as well? What's it like for them to help you with that experience?
Yeah, I mean, it does make it really comfortable because they've done this for 4 years and they're really good at it, so they just help us out a lot.
Right. The freshman class that you have, give us a few comments on, yourself and Bernhardt and Sacco and Savannah.
I think we're a good shooting group, and we do work hard, and together we work well together too.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, you're congratulated. You played a hell of a game. You're off to a great start to your season. Good to get back on track, and good luck in the next weeks to come.
Thank
okay.
you.
Thanks for joining us,
you.
Madison Palak, our player of the game tonight here at OLMA.
Wave
the final
everybody.
score. Say hi to Dad. Final score 81-31.
Good to be with you, partner. Thanks to BFA and thanks to all of you out there. Hopefully, like I said, we're bringing it to you the best we can.
We will, and we keep those comments coming. So for the BFA Sports crew, including our producer, Ryan Schumacher, executive producer, Doug Stasic here at the court, and for Steve Westcott, I'm Chris Losey. Thanks for joining us tonight. Again, the final 81-31. OLMA winner tonight over Bridgeton. Good night, everybody.
Take care, all.
Jim.
That was good.
Jim.